Why don't you sing anymore? Hey there guys, my name is Blake, also known as The Nerd, and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon SoulSilver. Last time, we battled and caught a Snorlax, headed out to Diglett's Cave, exited out of Diglett's Cave, explored Pewter City. I told you guys about an event that happened in 2010 and 2011, I think, either that or was just 2010, and we caught Latios because I explained that event. So in this episode, before I jump into what we're doing, I need to explain some things. I did soft reset, not on accident, but kind of on accident, but also on purpose. Because I wanted to see if there was a way I could get Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, quote unquote, even though there's a server that's dedicated to Nintendo Wi-Fi, though it's not really Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, but it does work with Nintendo DS games of the past and Nintendo Wii as well. I wanted to try to do that, just see if I could show off the Enigma Stone event. Unfortunately, I forgot that actually two things. I forgot that number one, the way that you set up Wi-Fi connection for 4th generation games is similar to that of really old DS games, whereas compared to the 5th generation, which automatically takes Wi-Fi from your DSi and 3DS and applies it to the game, or if you're playing on a DS Lite or DS Lite, you would have to set it up in-game, just like in the 4th generation games, through the game itself. And unfortunately, when I tried to do that, I forgot that the 4th generation games do not take much stronger signal Wi-Fi routers. For some reason they should, but they don't. So it's a good thing I told you guys about the events and showed off the event through Nintendo Archives video, because otherwise me just standing there and explaining it would not have helped. So I'm glad for that. But in exchange for that, I did unfortunately forgot that the last save was when we were about to catch Suicune. So, there are a couple changes of natures and Pokeballs. Suicune is a hardy nature, and he took 2 resets, being a much more freaking pain in the ass in the first 2 attempts to get 2 resets than he was in the episode that we caught him. So he's in a Pokeball, thank goodness. I guess it makes it a bit more unique now, but holy crap, he wasted so many of my Dust Balls, not many of my Heal Balls, but a lot of my Ultra Balls as well. So, that's unfortunate. And then for Snorlax, he got caught after just 1 Quick Ball. The first thing I did in battle was throw the Quick Ball, and he caught himself. Which is great compared to the battle we had against Snorlax in the last episode. So, it's a nice turn, but it's also old, which is very disbeneficial to Snorlax. Because even though Race's defense, attack is one of its main natures, or main benefits, main stats. So, that's really bad. This is probably one of the worst natures you can get on a Snorlax, the other one being Modest. If you were to get Modest, that'd be insult to injury. And then Latios, believe it or not, never changed natures when I caught it off screen. It remains a lowly nature. What are the chances? That's pretty rare for you to get the same nature as when you caught it, as when we caught it on screen in the last episode. I don't know what the chances are, but I find that really freaking hilarious that the nature didn't change at all and stayed the same. Later on, I changed his name to Corin. Other than that, everything else remains the same. We have all the current team members, different with the same natures, of course. Coco being, of course, the obvious naughty nature. I'm saying of course a lot with every single wording. Why is that? I think I should just have little notes from now on saying don't say of course every single time, but when I actually remember to look at it, probably not. But many minutes later, we're finally moving on to what's happening in this episode, which is the Pewter City Gym, which is luckily right around here. Oh, we also got the Rainbow Wing. I should still have it, right? Hopefully I didn't forget it. Yes, okay, it's still right there. Thank goodness. I was starting to get worried that I actually forgot about it, which honestly wouldn't be that bad, but I digress. I could easily just get it should I have forgotten, but luckily I didn't. So, I also did grind everyone up to 47, well, minus Vulcan who's 48. And I want to lead off with Fractail, but I also want Oberon and Reynolds on the team as well. Since this is primarily Rock, they'll be able to rock the competition. So it is the... Actually, I could have gone around if I really wanted to face the gym leader, but I also do want the experience. And these are crazy levels for just the trainers themselves. They each have one Pokemon, but they're level 50. And if you remember Jerry, he had a Sandshrew, and in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, that evolved into a Sandslash. However, in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, he changed it for Rhydon for some reason. Once again, they are level 50, but I don't remember if you're high leveled enough to where you'll live this, even though it's 4 times weak. I don't think you are, but we'll see. I'm assuming yes, because of the defense? No, okay, you actually went down pretty quickly. Then again, Rock Ground. I was worried because it was mostly a physical attack that might be able to live with at least red health, but that wasn't the case at all. And, wow, thanks for the low map experience, 100 G's Louise. This guy's also brand new. He wasn't even in the Gold, Silver, and Crystal, the original Gold, Silver, and Crystal. It was just Camper Jerry with a Sandslash. I believe in... No, I think he replaced one other trainer. If I recall, there was a trainer that actually had a Diglett as well as a Geodude, I want to say. I think that's what I'm thinking of. I don't remember the very first gym that well. I think it was also Diglett. Was it I think the Diglett was in red and blue. I could also be wrong on that. Jeez Louise, I really underestimated. Okay, good thing I grind up to 47. I was originally thinking of just sticking around to level 45, but then I thought, okay, I really should grind just in case some really bad stuff comes up and I suddenly lose. I don't want what happened with Misty to happen to this gym, so I'm glad I did the grinding up while I still could. I think I'm good on PP, because Waterfall's 15, so I don't need to use my ethers, my elixirs, and whatnot. Do I have Lepid Berries? Or my Lepid Berries if I have any, which I don't. Obviously, you don't need berries in these games. That's completely optional. So that was actually really easy. However, Brock may not be so easy. Hopefully he Brocks the competition. Okay, I made that pun already. Just with the different coding. But that'll mean one additional letter. Wow, it's not often that we get a challenge from Johto. I'm Brock, the Pewter Gym Leader. I'm an expert on Rock-type Pokemon. My Pokemon are impervious to most physical attacks. Yeah, I think your trainers will say otherwise, especially when it comes to Gyarados with Waterfall. Just want to point that out. You'll have a hard time inflicting any damage. Hard time, Rock? Ah, you're a pond maker just like me. I appreciate a pond maker just like myself. Well, you know what else? Brock's first Pokemon, which is a Graveler. Level 51, sturdy for the ability. With no explosion, thank goodness, but instead has Earthquake, Defense Curl, Rock Slide, and Rollout. For some reason, he kept Rollout. Don't know why when he has a much more powerful Rock Slide, but I guess in case he locks himself onto another move, that would be the case. I don't really know, but luckily enough, Rock Round, it's easily be able to knock it out. Because what the heck did I just say? Easily be able to knock out? Seriously, do I actually take time to correct myself, or do I just go with whatever Whoa. You're going for the good... You're going for, the Pokemon... You're going for the bulky Pokemon right off the bat. Brand new to Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Omastar. Level 53, switch to ability, so don't set up Rain, despite the fact that it can actually really benefit the Pokemon, even though its speed isn't all that great, so it really wouldn't have benefited that well. With Spike Cannon, Ancient Power, Brine, and Protect. It's going to not protect. Why didn't it protect? I could have sworn it would protect. That's my first initial thought, was it's going to protect right off the bat, but I guess it doesn't really need it. Okay, oh wait, even if it doesn't. I was about to say, please get paralyzed, but then I realized it doesn't really matter, considering that... Oh my gosh! Oh! That's a crit! What? Oh, you're asking for it, Brock. You are 100% asking for it. Now, he's gonna heal this turn. Unfortunately, that means I'm gonna have to do some really tricky tactics, but that means Focus Blast twice, pray it hits. If it doesn't hit, then we're gonna need to revive Reynolds. That's the reason I got that max revive. Of course! Of course, I should have known! It's the formula with Vulcan every single time I use Vulcan. Send a Vulcan, use Focus Blast, misses once, and it's screwed. Of course. If that's the case, why'd I go for Focus Blast again with Vulcan? I don't really know. Well, at least the says it's 48, so it won't matter that much. But still, that probably would have... Oh my gosh. Well, it's gonna die to Brian, unfortunately, but... Why? Why, first off, why did it get a crit? Secondly, why did Vulcan have to miss the first one? We probably would have been just completely fine. Oh well, at least Vulcan's first time against a rock-type Pokemon that's very, very disbeneficial, and it's able to knock it out pretty, semi-easily, had it not missed the Focus Blast. At least the goodness is, compared to other water-type Pokemon, at least it was able to survive said moves. Speaking of, actually, do I go for Oberon for this? I'm trying to think. No. No, this one has really scary moves. Because this Rhyhorn, also level 51, with the Start ability, has Earthquake, Scary Face, Sandstorm, and Horn Drill. If you're not careful, and it lands a 30% chance Horn Drill, it's a one-hit knockout. Yeah, it's not fun at all. No one has fun with this sort of Pokemon at all. Just knock it out as soon as you can. Thank goodness, I was about to say, it better not be another case where it actually lives. I'm actually surprised that one of the trainers has a Rhydon, and he ends up having a Rhyhorn for some reason. You'd think it'd make a lot more sense for him to evolve that Pokemon into a Rhydon before taking us on, but I guess that's not really the case? I don't know either. But his next Pokemon is also the other Fossil Pokemon, so he has both of the Rock Water Fossil Pokemon at the Kanto region. Kabutops, level 52, also has the Swift Swim ability, which is a bit more beneficial for this Pokemon in my opinion, with Rock Slide, Aqua Jet, Endure, and Giga Drain. It's probably going to go for Aqua Jet, knew it. Now if I can poison this stuff, that'd be great, but I don't really see that happening, unfortunately. And... oh, it did! Yes! Okay, not that it matters because I'm pretty sure Soft Sand plus Earthquake, which is 100 power, should be able to knock it out, but should we need the poison, that's also very beneficial. Unless it somehow lives the poison as well, which would not be good. It's gonna live the poison, isn't it? You've got to be kidding me. Of course it lives the poison. Of course it lives the poison. I was gonna heal up Reynolds, but there's absolutely no point in doing that now. So my best bet is just to dig. Hope it doesn't go for anything too vicious, which it's only Aqua Jet, so it's not really a big deal. And then see how much damage it has remaining, and then just try to do something. Man, I'm still super salty about the fact that that brine was able to knock it out because of a crit. Had it not been for the crit, we would have been absolutely fine, but unfortunately, I have to do this. I hate to do this, but I have to do that. Alright, Oberon, hopefully you get the poison still, that'd be great. Nope, it was a one-time deal. It was going super well for the most part, and then of course that happens. Please don't use Aqua Jet again. Okay, good. You actually went for Rock Slide this time. I was starting to get worried you were going to go in for Aqua Jet again, but you spared me, thank goodness. Yeesh! I didn't think the Omastar was going to be the most painful Pokemon. The rest of the gym is easy except for that one, apparently. And despite all the troubles, Reynolds says 48. That had to come at the cost of getting rid of Oberon, which, for the final Pokemon, is not the worst option. If anything, it's a big benefit, because Onix, highest level Pokemon, level 54, holding the Citrus Berry, and with the other two Rock Ground types, has the Starting ability, thank goodness. This is not the 5th generation, with Rock Slide, Iron Tail of all things, Sandstorm, and Screech. So, we're faster than this thing, so I'm not really worried. What I want to know is it going to live this Surf? I don't think so, it doesn't have the best special defense. Good. So really, the only Pokemon out of his team that caused me the most trouble was Omastar, because critical hit with Brine. I'm telling you, this crit luck goes back and forth. Looks like you're the stronger one. And because of the lucky... I'm gonna say lucky charm. Luck Incense, we're able to get a little bit more. Your Pokemon's powerful attacks overcame my rock-hard resistance. You're stronger than I expected. Go ahead, take this badge. Boulder Badge is ours. Now, I don't remember if this one gives you specific HM access, or it's, I don't think so. I really enjoyed the battle with you, Blake. I'll give you this move, Rock Slide too. It can sometimes cause your foe to flinch. Well, thank you for completely pointing out what I was about to say, but the flinch thing is 10% if I recall. But him giving you Rock Slide is very beneficial, especially for what I want to teach Oberon. As much as I want to keep dig on this, on Oberon, I feel it'd be the most beneficial if I gave Oberon Rock Slide so that we can cover a little bit more. Because even though we have good coverage to Fire types of Fractale, and we have great coverage to Bug type with Vulcan, and hopefully later on Afterburner, should those two Pokemon be knocked out in battle, I want to have a backup that can learn the move. So because of the nature as well, it's the most beneficial to Oberon. So we are getting rid of a little bit of power and accuracy, but again, for coverage purposes, I think it's a lot better. Plus, we have Earthquake with Soft Sand, so it's a much more reliable move for knocking out with Stab than Dig really is. All Dig really does is just make us protect ourselves for a turn by not being in the battlefield at all. And even still, that's not really much of a big perk. But Liz called me again. Also, do you like my new my Pokegear background? I figured since we're done with Team Rocket, I might as well just change it up finally. This is Liz, and of course you're calling me. I don't know if Liz bells you or whatnot. I'm kind of regretting adding her on here. No, I extremely regret her being on my Pokegear. That's kind of a nuisance, in my opinion. But speaking of, I need to heal real quick. And we're actually gonna fly on over to Saffron City for two specific things. First off, we're gonna grab another TM. I figured I might as well do it now so that I don't forget. And number two, to take the magnet train since we now have access to this. But before I do that, I need to tell you, if you want to transfer from, or if you want to go back and forth between Kanto and Johto, you don't need to take the magnet train nor SS Aqua. In the original games, you would have to do one of those two options. However, Fly got a huge buff in Hard Gold and SoulSilver. If you were to fly to either the Pokemon League or Victory Road, since it's right in the middle of Kanto and Johto, from those two spots only, you can fly over to the Johto region without having to take the Magnet Train or SS Aqua and vice versa. This is amazing and a nice shortcut for those of you who probably have a flying Pokemon that can learn Fly. Take full advantage of this, because if you don't have a flying type Pokemon, well, you're going to be taking the old-fashioned Magnet Train and or SS Aqua. The one perk of having the move Fly, and unfortunately also the perk of having a Fly Slave, so there's that as well. And here we are back in Saffron City just for a tiny detour because, if I recall, yes, Uncle Psychic. He has a very special TM for us if we go ahead and talk to him right here. Also, you're a fisherman. I don't understand why you're a fisherman. Okay. I got it. You wanted this. Wow, man of its words. TM29 Psychic. This has a 10% chance, if I recall, there might be 20 or 30, of lowering special defense. Now, I am going to use this later on, but I do want to keep Pidgey around because we're going to fly after we head over to the Johto region, because I want to leave out at one particular spot before moving on. But of course, Psychic is going to be very useful, I will say right now, for Afterburner, since, I'm going to be completely honest, Roost probably wasn't the best idea. I noticed that I never really used Roost, and that's because I have almost 200,000 Pokédollars, 179,000 Pokédollars, which means I can buy as many Hyper Potions as I want, no problem whatsoever. So having Roost around is almost kind of useless. I'd say the only perk is not having the ground type being 4 times weak to rock, but because we have choice specs, I don't think Roost is going to be very beneficial because I do want to keep choice specs on it. I'm noting that with choice specs, Afterburner is like our special hard hitter, basically hitting hard, and normally that was supposed to be specifically for Silver Wind and Shadow Ball and Solar Beam, aka the moves that probably wouldn't be most beneficial to it unless it had something like choice specs. But because it does wonders now that I look at it, I might as well just add one more special attack so that way we can get a nice special sweeper or special sword, if you want to call it that, should I need to switch things up. So that is why I have Team Psychic. Now, with that being said, let's board the Magnet Train. Thanks to someone who got the power plant up and running, you're looking at him, you're welcome. The Magnet Train is available again. Passengers need to go through the gate for automatic ticket check. Bling, flip, here's your pass back. This train is about to leave for Goldenrod City. Oh. We just mainly moved there ourselves. I remember in the old games, it was automatic, but it's automatic once you go, once you go down, it's automatic. It's interesting. Yo, I remember this angle. That looks so cool. I've never seen the Magnet Train in person because this is sailing blind. That looks so cool. Yo, for like 2010, this is amazing. Does it have the theme? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Man, I love this thing. And reared. Why is... Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense why it would be up there. We have arrived at Goldenrod. The accent is in the O. Pointless fact. Also, hello. Unnecessarily boppy for a city theme. I have not missed you yet. So, what are we doing in the next episode that has us involved back in the Johto region? Well, I think it's time to repay a visit to the Safari Zone. Grammar, sentences, English, how do they all work combined? I will never understand. And probably do something else in return, but I think it's mostly going to be the Safari Zone, since we do have access to other things we can do once we have the National Pokedex. So I want to show that off while we're here, but it's also going to be primarily about the episode afterwards. That it's the main reason why I'm here to begin with. If there's any episodes you missed, whether from the past or from the future, make sure you check them out in the playlist down in the description below, the eye in the top right corner, or the upcoming end slate. I don't know why I had a dramatic pause there. I will never understand. With that being said though, my name is Blake, also known as The Nerd, and I will see you guys in the next episode. So until I meet again, do remember to take care. I thought that was an Altaria. Like, bro, did we just unlock an Altaria? That's kind of cool. Also, what are you doing here? Oh, you're just a son. Never mind. I thought it was something special. Guess not. Also, construction workers are here. You guys are doing wonders for my Safari Zone. Now make me a sandwich.